The burden of being the chosen one, an exploration of hatred and suffering. The concept of the chosen one has permeated various cultures, mythologies, and narratives, often depicting an individual destined for greatness or tasked with fulfilling a significant purpose. While the archetype suggests a glorious fate, it paradoxically entails a profound burden, leading to both societal disdain and personal suffering. This video will explore 5 reasons why those designated as chosen ones frequently face hatred and hardship, examining societal dynamics, psychological implications, and the inherent contradictions of their roles. 1. Societal dynamics and fear of the other. At the heart of the hatred directed toward chosen ones lies a fundamental human response: fear of the unknown or the different. Chosen ones often embody traits, abilities, or destinies that set them apart from the norm. This divergence can evoke feelings of envy, resentment, or even fear within a community. People may view these individuals as a threat to the status quo, prompting a defensive reaction that manifests as hostility. Historically, figures deemed chosen ones, be they prophets, revolutionaries, or leaders, have challenged existing power structures. The fear of losing control or experiencing upheaval can lead societies to ostracize or vilify these figures. For example, in religious narratives, prophets often face persecution for their beliefs and messages, highlighting a pattern where the very nature of being chosen creates division and animosity. 2. The weight of expectations. Chosen ones are often burdened with immense expectations from their communities, which can exacerbate their suffering. The notion that they must fulfill a predetermined destiny can lead to overwhelming pressure. When individuals are expected to live up to an ideal, any deviation from that expectation can result in disappointment, criticism, or outright scorn. This expectation is compounded by the public nature of their journeys. Chosen ones are typically thrust into the spotlight, making their failures and struggles highly visible. For example, in contemporary media, characters like Neo from The Matrix or Harry Potter endure relentless scrutiny and high stakes. Their journeys highlight not only the struggle against external adversities, but also the internal conflicts that arise from the fear of failing those who believe in them. The very visibility that elevates them also subjects them to public judgment, creating a cycle of suffering fueled by expectation and fear of failure. 3. The isolation of the chosen one. Another layer of suffering for chosen ones stems from their inherent isolation. Being different often leads to alienation, as those around them may feel unable to relate to their experiences or burdens. The loneliness that accompanies this role can be profound. While chosen ones may attract followers or admirers, genuine understanding and companionship can be scarce. In many narratives, chosen ones find themselves surrounded by allies, yet still feel isolated in their struggle. This theme is evident in stories like The Lord of the Rings, where Frodo Baggins, despite his friendships, ultimately bears the burden of the One Ring alone. The weight of destiny can alienate them from peers and loved ones, who may either resent their role or fail to comprehend the depths of their challenges. This isolation can intensify feelings of despair and contribute to the overall narrative of suffering. 4. The nature of sacrifice. Sacrifice is a recurring theme associated with chosen ones. To fulfill their destinies, they often have to forego personal desires, relationships, or even their lives. This sacrifice is not always recognized or appreciated by society, leading to further resentment. People may fail to see the toll that such sacrifices take on the individual, focusing instead on the perceived privilege of their status. For instance, in many superhero narratives, characters like Spider-Man grapple with the conflict between their responsibilities and personal lives. Their choices often result in profound loss, such as strained relationships or lost opportunities. The sacrifices they make for the greater good can be met with both admiration and scorn, creating a complex relationship between the chosen one and society. The public's failure to acknowledge their sacrifices often breeds contempt, further complicating their role and intensifying their suffering. 5. The dual nature of the hero. The archetype of the chosen one often embodies duality. They are simultaneously seen as heroes and villains, saviors and threats. This dichotomy is deeply embedded in human psychology. Individuals project their hopes and fears onto these figures. When a chosen one succeeds, they may be celebrated as a hero, but when they fail or make morally ambiguous choices, they can swiftly become scapegoats for society's frustrations and fears. This fickleness can lead to significant emotional turmoil for the chosen one, who may struggle with their identity and purpose. The pressure to maintain a flawless public persona while grappling with their humanity can lead to feelings of inadequacy and despair. The complexity of their role is often overlooked as society seeks clear narratives of good versus evil, further alienating those who do not fit neatly into these categories. Conclusion: the tragic paradox. In conclusion, the suffering and hatred faced by chosen ones arise from a complex interplay of societal dynamics, psychological burdens, and the inherent contradictions of their roles. While they may possess extraordinary qualities or destinies, these attributes can provoke fear, resentment, and unrealistic expectations. Their isolation, the weight of sacrifice, and the dual nature of their identity further compound their struggles. Ultimately, the narrative of the chosen one serves as a poignant reminder of the burdens of greatness. It challenges us to reflect on our treatment of those who are different and to recognize the complexity of their journeys. In a world that often idolizes the extraordinary, we must not forget the profound human experiences of pain and loneliness that can accompany such roles. Understanding the plight of the chosen one allows us to foster compassion and empathy, acknowledging that the path to greatness is often paved with suffering.